Hello folks, welcome back. Join me on this next week as we lead up to my first 5k race of 2025. Can you tell? I'm a bit excited. The recipe to run fast as we get older. Yes, the 5k race a week today at Oulton Park will be my first real marker of the season, and it comes a month away from my first probably A goal of the British Duathlon Sprint Legal Championships up in Scotland on the 23rd of May. But that Duathlon, champs, is not the only goal. The reason why the race at Oulton Park is important is because I need to bag a fast 5k time for my age group of 60 to 64 to stand a chance of being selected for an England Masters vest in May to run for England Masters. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? We'll see if we can get it. I need around 18 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm in that kind of shape. But the running seems to be picking up and getting into shape over the last few weeks. It'll be really interesting to see how it goes. See here if I can get the right clip in for last year's Oulton Park 5k. That actually went really well, but the conditions were spot on. So what we're doing today, yes, we're back at the gym. Make sure we maintain the strength and fitness and conditioning plyometrics. And that's why I want to mention today in this video the recipe to run fast as we get older, or maintain the speed as best we can as we get older. I think the recipe that I've got is actually really productive, but it's done on low mileage, 25k, 30k a week, absolutely maximum running, and includes a lot of cross training and strength and conditioning. So let's see how we go today, get the strength and conditioning done, and then I'll expand a bit on the recipe. This is going to be really noisy, isn't it, because it's blowing a hoolie. Catch you back in after the gym. Right, gym bunnies, we're going to do a little superset here with some deadlifts, moving on to some single leg sort of step up balance, not plyometric, but the burst of the last part of the run. And then once we've done those supersets, which are more compound based, we're going to move on to some plyometric bouncy hoppy stuff. So quite an intense workout really, with some good mix of weight, compound and plyometric balance, bouncy single leg stuff. Got to be good. Deadlifts, then straight into single leg kind of burst, just to try and get that, I don't know, a bit more dynamic. Focus on the glutes and thighs, but no burst up on the toes or the calves. That comes in the single leg stuff to follow. gym session done. It's getting dark, it's windy, it's wet. I'll catch up with the recipe bit once I get home. But the run back in the lovely Kip Run 900 XLD. We're going to do 30-second stride with descending recoveries. So we'll start off at 15-second recovery, and then 30-second stride, and then 45, and then 30-second recovery, and then 30-second stride. So actually not descending, but ascending recoveries. And then once we get up to 90 seconds recovery with 30-second strides, go back down to 15 seconds. So that's the run set back. Not too much effort, but definitely turn the legs over. Mindful of what we've just done in the gym with all that hoppy bouncy stuff, fatiguing the legs. We want to make sure that the muscle work we've done is ingrained with a running action. That's my logic anyway. Seems to work for me. It could work for you. See you when we get home. Good morning, team. It is the recipe session. So yesterday when I finished the gym work and I ran back, which went quite well by the way, I mentioned some recipe, the secret sauce, what I think has worked for me to improve and sustain my running as I hit 60. Yes, I'm a duathlete, so I do run, bike, run, and my target is to get some decent bike performance as well. But I think what I've discovered is my running is as good as it was 10 years ago. And I think that's because we do certain elements of training for duathlon that just fits for running as we get older and creates longevity, which is what we all want, isn't it, as we get older. So what do we got today? We have a pointy pen and we have a flip chart. That's the first on the channel, isn't it? A flip chart. Let's see what we've got, and I'll be very quick, not to labour the point, because I have actually mentioned all these things in previous videos, but I think it's worth reiterating. Okay, let's look at the 3 elements of the secret sauce. Number 1, the run. Key sessions. Yes, key sessions are what are all about. We want full recovery between the key sessions, and we want to run with purpose. No junk. No junk. So no junk miles. We don't need them. Low volume. Yes, it depends on what you're targeting if you're a pure runner. If you want to run marathons, maybe you need to do a bit more volume than I do. But in general, I can run up to 10k really productively with the training I'm doing. So what sort of distances do I run? I mentioned earlier in the video, maximum 30k a week, all consisting of key sessions. Okay, element number 2. S&C, strength and conditioning. Yes, strength and conditioning has been a game changer, and I think everybody should do it, no matter what age. But as we get older, it's even more important. So, a few little elements of how to incorporate it for me. Cycle the phases. Yes, cycle your strength training. Don't do the same thing all year round. Cycle it around the goals that you've got for your running. But I would recommend 3 phases. Compound lift being the first phase, squats, deadlifts, big lifts that tax the whole body. That creates strength work and gets the metabolism flowing to get strength all round, not just in those muscles you're actually working when you're doing squats and deadlifts. But these lifts do work all muscles. So, number 2, plyometrics. Run specific. Yes, plyometrics, bouncy stuff, as I like to call it, including balance, single leg work. Running is all about rebounding, really, isn't it? So train it in the gym. And number 3, balance. I mentioned it before. As we get older, our balance is awful. You can include that in plyometrics, but you can also include it in a daily kind of mobility routine. Well worth doing. And lastly, mix it up. Cross training. For me, obviously it's a bike, but I would recommend the bike because it keeps the impact down for you runners out there. And I know a lot of traditional sort of hardcore runners think, well, if I need to improve my running, I'll just run more. But I don't think that's the case. Bike is the aerobic engine, basically. Volume, yes. Do loads. That gets you your base fitness for running. And then when you do the key specific run sessions, that's all you need to do. You've got the engine from the bike. Importantly, I do think it's worth mixing up your bike sessions with running. And by that, I mean putting running and biking in the same session, not just on alternate days or other days. So you do a bike key session with a run key sessions. You've seen me do it on the videos. I often do a hard bike session, and the recoveries as such are on the treadmill, doing key sessions on the treadmill, fast feet. There's real benefit for doing that because it gets the specific run pathways in the legs, even though you're working the heart and lungs on the bike. Right, they're my points. What do you think about them? I think all runners could benefit from this, not just duathletes, and people who are getting older, like myself, can get the most benefit. Okay, thanks for watching. What do you think? And we'll catch up next time.